Okay. I would think they could get, I don't know if they should use the Bosch. We have this one that's from the Cloud Foundry Foundation. They are looking for a Concourse, or is it something else?
Yes, they are looking for to execute tests, yeah, Concourse, yeah, CI automation, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure whether this is.
So what I'm wondering about is if it's supposed to be like an CI account per area or if it's per working group. So we have this one and a Google account, and that's used by the Bosch team. There was other stuff in here. I think Autoscaler was there at some point, but they moved, I believe. See if control plane. Yeah, the performance test stuff. Yeah. So that's not supposed to be here.
Yeah, I think Johan has this on his agenda to move to the new runtime application, runtime interface. Or deployments. Yeah, the new deployments working group automations. Yeah. Yeah, good question.
Yeah, we can have that discussion maybe in the TLC. Because I mean, in the end, it would just be renaming this from Bosch to FI, like foundational infrastructure or something. If we change the URL, then it could be also for the UAA, I guess.
And here you have, so you can separate the access.
Yeah, you have teams, right?
Yeah, you have teams.
And teams you can map. So I think the authentication is set up to be against an automatically generated team in GitHub. So they would just use their team.
And the sub areas, they have their own teams, or
yeah, they have their own teams. So
okay.
There's a UAA foundational infrastructure, UAA area. Difference between the two. One is probably leads, and this is the approvers. Yeah, so this is approvers. So if they would give access to this,
yeah,
that should work, right?
Yeah.
It's more about like who's maintaining the. I guess there's a bit of an issue with like we can have multi-tenancy on the CRED hub or on the Concourse side, but it's backed by a CRED hub. And that's not set up to be multi-tenant. So they would also get access to all the credentials that are used for the stem cells, which is, I guess, less ideal. From a security point of view, you don't want many people to have access to those.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a concern.
Yeah. I see. Yeah.
But isn't there something in Concourse where you can bring your own credential manager? I think you can configure it per pipeline nowadays. Where would that live? I think that's what the Engineer Better concourse offering uses. Here. So they could use that.
But how we make sure that they don't have access to CredHub? Is it?
Yeah, then we probably should change your pipelines to wait, that would be a bit weird, because then you get you have access credentials to your credential store in your pipeline, which is also not ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have one single cluster wide one, and then you can have separate ones here.
Oops.
And it only supports type Vault and type. What's it? This.
It's
an
so that
AWS
means
thing.
the current setup needs to change, that we don't use CredHub, but the pipelines use this one.
I guess. Yeah.
Mm.
Not ideal. We could look into something with permissions in CredHub where we use pods, but I think we currently all use one and the same user.
Yeah, most probably.
Yeah, I believe it works. So it's the CredHub is only accessible from Kubernetes. So you use your Google account to gain access to your Kubernetes cluster, and then you run a container on the cluster to access CredHub.
Yeah.
So that is pretty secure, but it means you don't distinguish between separate users on CredHub.
So if you have only FI, access with FI to Concourse to push stuff, so you could push a pipeline which gets secrets from CredHub, for example.
Potentially, I think that is fine. It's more about if they want to add credentials for their own pipelines, they would need access to CredHub to put them there.
Yeah.
That's more about that main. I mean, I'm not too worried about them creating a pipeline to gain access to certain secrets. It's more the read-write access on the CredHub side.
Yeah.
because the other thing I think can be covered by just, so Concourse is pretty limited in the paths that it looks at, right? So it uses the pipeline name and the team name to namespace things. So if you just make the thing, the secrets specific to a namespace, then you wouldn't be able to gain access to those from a different team.
Mhm.
And I think you can set up authentication for certain pods or permissions for certain pods. So only users can write to certain pods. But then you need to integrate ThreadHub with something. Right? You need to integrate ThreadHub. I mean, it's already integrated with UAA, I guess.
Yeah, most probably.
But then you maybe need to integrate UAA with Google so that so people can use their Google Authenticate account to authenticate, so you can. But yeah, that's work.
If every sub area has its own setup, that means they need to. So there is a GitHub project which makes it easy.
Yes.
Yes, and how much waste is there too much waste if they have their own Concourse? So there is the.
It runs on Kubernetes, so
Yeah.
you can run it on a pretty small cluster.
Yeah. Maybe this is more easy than if we separate.
Yeah, I think so, because that also means that they can, like if Concourse is not working, they have administrative control to fix their things, right? And they don't have to rely on someone else to go fix it.
Yes, yeah, they can have access to the Kubernetes. They can have access to everything. Yeah,
Yes.
And can have also set up. Don't use ThreadHub, but maybe something else for the credentials if they like.
Yeah, and I think it's actually nice from an administrative point of view and a costing point of view that they use separate Google projects for these things, right? So we can see per area what they are spending on CI.
Yeah. Let's have this discussion also in the TUC to get feedback from there. Yeah.
I think that would be the easier path forward.
If we make the project, the shared project, good enough that it is not so much effort to just set up your own automation. I think it is.
I think it's pretty good already. It's just that we should rename it.
Yeah, Johan already contributed some stuff to it to make it generic, so that.
Yeah, because it's currently called Bosch Community Stem Cell CI Infra. So we should make this generic, and then it's fine, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
So what should it be called? I think it should be called
Community CI Infra.
No, but this is actually more like a Concourse for Gates, actually, because like it was inspired by the CF for Gates, or was it CF on Gates?
Okay, CF for there were two.
There were two, yeah, and I think it's the 4 one. This one.
CF for Kubernetes. Is this the?
Yeah, this is the one with Vendir and Tess and Bill config.
Okay,
yeah, so this is the one with all the Carvel templates. So it's using this pattern, right? So we could just make it Concourse for Gates, because that's what it is. But it's not for Gates. It's for Google Kubernetes engine. It's really tied to that So it's concourse. Yeah, concourse for GKE, I guess.
Yeah, I think we can start a discussion regarding the renaming. Maybe we can collect some suggestions. Yeah.
Not CF, concourse for GKE.
And Chris is responsible to get for the GCP accounts.
Yeah, we should request one. Maybe get approval at the TOC level. I don't know. We can discuss that next.
Yeah, I can suggest to the UAA colleagues to join our meeting here, and then we can clarify open questions. And we can have the discussion next week on the TOC meeting. Okay, sounds good.
Gonna also CC at my mom probably has opinions.
I have CFF CI info is my favorite. It's more generic.
Yeah.
But the CFF concourse is, yeah. Okay, I have to make my mind.
Yes. We can get back to this. Let's go over open issues. Typos. Oh. Ooh, requested changes.
On types. Okay, that's on the
Okay. So this is waiting for changes. Oh, it's already on waiting for changes. People just
Ramon.
know the process now. Where are we here?
Nothing happened here. Oh.
No. But I think the next action is Constantine, right? Doing stuff.
Yeah. Joseph suggested some more things to consider.
Okay, so sure. Discussion has been had. This is a small change. I think I can just approve this. And do you also want to add a approval? Then we can just merge it.
Yeah, which one is 266? Okay, just a sec. Okay.
Sure. What else do we have? Okay, let's wait for the changes.
Yeah.
And this one I have context on. You shouldn't do this because CI should auto bump this. CI was just broken for a long time. I looked into this. Turned out the failure we are getting is, wait, what? Logged out. Failure we're seeing something with TCP something. There's many things with TCP. This is not the actual failure. For somewhere. It has something to do, yeah, here. And this had something to do, so this, so BBL creates a jump box, and then it says Bosch, it sets Bosch all proxy, and then it tries to download a release through the jump box. The tunnel is not working because the jump box is now Jammy based, and in Jammy, OpenSSL has dropped support for, or by default, it now no longer supports default RSA fingerprints. It wants like the SHA 256 based fingerprints for the public keys or private keys. So turned out that the Go library that we used, it's just crypto SSH, had this open for a while, but it was resolved in, I don't know, a version at some point. And we already picked that up in the Bosch CLI. It was just that the Docker image that we use for these tests was using a really old version of the Bosch CLI. So long story short, we just had to rebuild the image. That image has been rebuilt, but it's now not picking it up yet. It's that age-old issue of trying to, or using latest on a Docker image for a task and needing an actual change. But yeah, Diego also added a job to build these images at a like daily, so we get new images. So it's not fully resolved yet because this is not going green yet. But if it does, when it picks up the image, then it should be resolved. I will keep it open so we don't forget to check in.
And this was the CI of the Diego.
Oh no, Diego is a person. This is Bosch. This is Bosch bootloader.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
this is the Diego. Yeah, I know the Diego. Yeah.
Yeah, Diego works on cryogenics.
Yeah.
So yeah, he created this PR. So yeah, guess that's it. Have some things in the inbox. What? Where are we using that method? Is there even Ruby code in here?
I don't know that the docs they have unit tests.
No, that it's only HTML and CSS.
Yeah. Let me think.
Template render call.
Is it something?
Is it Bookbinder or something? Maybe. How is this being used?
It's on the README, or what do you mean? How is it here?
I believe this.
Just git quant docker model update recursively, and then docker run this. Maybe we can ask back which unit test. It was 1 hour ago. I just looked at the shortcut, but I didn't also understand what's.
Oh, right, I already opened all these things.
I think Ramon was discussing this.
Is that true?
I also wondered why.
Are we requiring bundler? I think that should be coming with Ruby.
I also thought the CPI package brings the stuff. The
CPI package brings Ruby.
Yes,
Ruby brings bundler.
Yes. It should be self-contained. Otherwise, we would have a lot of issues.
Yeah. That's an old commit.
Protocol 1 API version 3.
So this is line 14 in
Java CPI packaging script. It looks like.
Yeah, it's to compile and okay. That should just be based on this.
Yeah.
Which one was it? Ruby 3.2 or?
Ruby 3.1. You can check in the Bosch AWS, but it should be Ruby 3.1.
What? Where's my? Yes, yeah. Yeah, 3.1. 3.1 line 15. 3.1 packaging line 15. That's probably a lie. Yeah, so this is here, it brings it.
Mm.
And those should be in the push install target. And the compile env should also be there, and the compile env. So it replaces what? How is this working? I don't understand this quoting. Oh wait, it's looking for the variable wash package name and it's replacing it with package name. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe something like the
I would like
copy
to look.
didn't work.
Yeah, I would like to know the contents of this file. Is that the submitter? Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. I think that's what we need because that seems like something is wrong there in the path or something.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Orange.
Orange. Okay. Who said this? Yeah. I think we have seen many failed attempts, and Bosch so far has stayed. So yeah.
Yeah.
I have no context in this.
Me too. Transparent comparison.
I don't know. I think didn't Concourse do something with that? Or was it? Yeah, here.
Mhm. Yeah, it was 3-4 years ago, I think, I was taking the operations. Right.
How did that work? Would that just be for the volumes?
For the persistent disks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the issue is for the issue is about the persistent disks, right? But Concourse, when using this, it's the driver.
You mean
There's
what when you
yeah,
deploy
so
Concourse, you use Bosch and how they use.
yes.
Mhm.
It's more of a Kubernetes thing. That doesn't look good. I feel like there's like lots of benefits, but sure. I mean, if they want to do this, right, they can work on a PR, I guess.
Yeah.
I just don't know how stable it is on the Concourse. Like, it makes sense that if Concourse supports it, then we could maybe use it natively with Concourse.
Mhm.
But then I don't know, like, what the sentiment about it or around it is.
Maybe we can ask more about the use case. This forward takes usage on worker. Or this is faster but taking high usage on work. I'll have to go in 5 minutes.
Sure. I will just add a comment that Concourse is using it.
There was a discussion in the community repo about automating issue assignments or PR assignments. I don't know whether you saw it. It was
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. Okay. Amelia looked interested into how we do the automation of our Bosch project bot.
I did look into it. I think we can just add a contributor file to every repo, but it was a bit. I didn't like that so much, as you have to do it, like touch all the repos. But yeah,
but
that's
maybe they just can use the automation like we used to collect all the issues from the different repositories in one place.
You mean we would add a task in a community repo to do these things?
So there, one issue is that they want to somehow assign automatically people to PRs or issues, but also they have many repositories like us, and they don't have an overview of all the open issues and PRs because the projects have the limitation of 25 GitHub repositories. That's why we implemented that automation to collect. So you have in the community repo one GitHub action which
syncs, right?
The sync, the project sync,
yeah.
I think they will benefit from it, and it is you made that generic so that also other working groups can use it if they want.
Yeah, they can just PR if they are interested in that sync. All they have to do is this. This. If you add that to your working group definition, it works.
Oh, okay.
And that's what service management, for example, also does. They use the same sync.
And the GitHub job does one GitHub action does all the work. So you don't need another extra GitHub action.
But if you want to auto assign, so auto assigning reviewers is a different story, right?
Yeah, yes, it's a different story. Yeah,
and for that you can have GitHub do it. So GitHub auto assign.
It works fine for PRs, but yeah, they also want this for issues.
Oh, they want it for issues. I see.
Yes, yeah, and that is why yeah, somehow. But having all the issues in one place will help them, was my understanding. So they could just use this, what you have, what you implemented.
Okay.
Yeah, in case Amelia reaches to you, you have contacts.
Yeah. Okay.
Good, then I think we are done here.
Yes. Talk to you later. Thanks.
Have a good evening. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.